Welcome back to Soul Renovation. I'm Adeline Atlas, 7 times published author. If you won't sit with your shadow, you can't stand in your light definition. Your light is shaped by the shadows you've outgrown. Your brilliance doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from understanding it. If you want to stand in your power, you must first sit with your truth, all of it. If you won't sit with your shadow, you can't stand in your light. This isn't just a cute spiritual quote, it's a universal law. We live in a time where everyone wants to rise, but no one wants to root. Everyone wants alignment, but no one wants to do the excavation. The truth is, your shadow is not the opposite of your light. It's the foundation of it. You can't stand tall in your brilliance if you haven't made peace with what's behind you, beneath you, and still lingering within you. Shadow work isn't about fixing yourself. It's about reclaiming the parts of you that got exiled, the parts you silenced to survive, the rage you suppressed to stay likable, the grief you buried to keep moving, the doubts you denied because they didn't fit the narrative of positivity. But everything you avoid in yourself, it doesn't disappear, it waits. And if you don't sit with it consciously, it will hijack you subconsciously. You'll start sabotaging good things, attracting chaos, repeating patterns. Not because you're broken, but because your unacknowledged shadow is driving the car while your conscious self thinks it's in control. To sit with your shadow means to stop performing, to stop hiding behind busy, to stop pretending that healed means perfect. It means getting real about your fears, your judgments, your triggers, and seeing them not as flaws, but as invitations. Invitations to go deeper. Because every trigger is a trailhead. Every uncomfortable emotion is data. And when you learn to sit with it instead of numb it, you gain access to a power most people never touch. Your shadow holds gifts. Unintegrated anger becomes boundary enforcement. Unprocessed grief becomes deep empathy. Former insecurity becomes the soil where unshakable confidence is planted. But you only get to those gifts when you stop avoiding the inner work and start honoring it. This is why the most powerful people you'll ever meet aren't the loudest. They're the most integrated. They've sat with their pain. They've rewritten their internal narratives. They've cried, questioned, forgiven, and emerged. Not polished, but whole. And standing in your light? That's not about perfection either. It's about presence. It's about owning your timeline. It's about speaking with clarity because you're no longer trying to hide. It's about becoming so familiar with your shadow that nothing anyone says about you can be used against you. Because you've already met every part of yourself, and you're still standing. Let me say this clearly. Your shadow is not trying to sabotage you. It's trying to reunite with you. It's the wounded child, the silenced version, the protective ego, the part of you that's trying to help, just in outdated ways. When you sit with your shadow, you don't get weaker. You get clearer, stronger, quieter in the best way. Because now, your light isn't performative. It's anchored. And if you avoid it, if you pretend it's not there, if you keep distracting, spiritualizing, and editing yourself to be palatable, your light will always feel fragile. Easily shaken, triggered by criticism, hijacked by comparison, because part of you knows you skipped steps. You didn't go all the way in, so go in, close the laptop, light a candle, ask your body where your truth lives. Breathe into the tension, ask what your sadness is trying to say. Journal without editing. Let the answers rise. Because this isn't about healing perfectly. It's about healing honestly. And when you do that, you rise different. You show up different. You're not trying to prove you're the light. You are the light. You're not chasing clarity. You embody it. Your presence carries authority, not because you avoided the dark, but because you survived it and brought your truth back with you. That's what makes your light magnetic. That's what makes your leadership rooted. That's what makes your healing real. So if you've been avoiding the shadow work, thinking you'll just stay in high vibe, thinking that only love and light will keep you aligned, let this be your invitation to go deeper, to stop skipping the dark rooms inside you, because the light you're trying to hold lives on the other side of your willingness to sit down in silence, open the door, and say, "Okay, I'm ready now. Show me." And what comes after that is integration, authority, power. The School of Soul Vault is my private monthly membership designed for those who are done just listening and ready to start building. Inside, you get full access to my video series, the unfiltered teachings, the strategy, the game plans, everything I don't share anywhere else. If you're ready to grow in silence and rise with precision, this is where it happens. Join the vault, monthly access, lifetime impact.